Happy astrological new year, everyone. Each year, as the sun ingresses into Aries, the first zodiac sign, we celebrate the astrological new year, also known as the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere. And this year we celebrate that on March 19th at 11:06 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, over on my blog, I wrote all about the 7 major astrological events for you to be aware of this year. However, in the series of 3 videos, I focus in on the modes of the zodiac, cardinal, fixed, and mutable, to give each group advice, strategies to help them move through 2024. But before we get there, hi, welcome. My name is Stacyann Forrester, astrologer for those moving through transition and transformation, which at this point is basically everyone. So my goal, my intention for this channel is to provide you with guidance and inspiration for whatever part of the change process you're currently moving through, because who you're becoming is exactly what the world needs. With that, let's get started. Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. My cardinal signs, you are used to getting things started. You're used to being the one to take the lead and get things going on their way. You do that either directly or you're able to rally others to your cause to get those things in motion. However, for a long time now, you've been feeling a bit like it's hard to get things going. Your spirit of initiation has been slowed down or even stopped or blocked. So there's this energy around cardinal signs right now that's been going on for a really long time as you turn your attention from the external world and turn inward to your internal world, dealing with a lot of psychological content around power struggles, death and rebirth, um, structures that were supposed to be there for you but don't really work anymore. And also your sense of responsibility and how that could go quickly wrong, having this over sense of over responsibility and learning how to recalibrate that sense of what is yours to do and what is what for others to do. So, with that said, 2024, you'll start feeling more like your old self, but much, much improved. If you've dealt with those, that psychological content we talked about, those power struggles, old structures, and that sense of, you know, over responsibility, you'll have a lot more energy freed up now to really get going again. And that is exciting news. So for you, I'm calling this the year that you're being called towards courage, adventure, and boldness, right? Lots to get excited about. Um, so before we talk about your powerful periods during 2024, I want to bring up to our awareness 2 or 3 specific transits that are really working to support you in 2024. The first one being Pluto is finishing up its 16-year run being in Capricorn, right? Almost 2 decades of your life, Pluto has been moving through Capricorn. And that means it was in challenging aspects to your planets in these cardinal signs. So, with that finishing up this year, um, it's important that you take care of any debris from these last 16 years, really kind of clean it up so that you could have more energy to put into the newness of what you want to bring forth in 2024. So it's important that you go back, scan through those last 16 years and seeing what came up for you and what needs to be um, released even more release, or things that you need to look at in with a new perspective, with a new eye, and make sure that you are mm, utilizing what you learned from that period in this new year ahead. We also have for you Chiron moving through Aries, and so again, it's challenging your the cardinal sign to have Chiron, which is known as the wounded healer, moving through Aries. And to me, what this has felt like is Aries is that sign that doesn't let things stop it. It doesn't let things get into its way much. But with Chiron there, it's like saying we can't let those little wounds go unnoticed. So there's over an over mm, over attention being paid to those tiny paper cuts that you've experienced over many years, and now they've built up, and you can no longer move forward without addressing those. So maybe these were little slights in life that you just brushed off and you went about your way. Chiron in Aries is not letting you do that anymore. So if you choose to work with that energy of Chiron moving through Aries, it's a great opportunity for healing, a great opportunity to develop new resources, new skills in your ability to move in the world, your ability to um, get things going again. And so, yes, even though Chiron can feel like it is slowing you down at this time, the more you engage with this energy, you're able to better resource yourself in the future. So definitely engage with Chiron moving through Aries. And then lastly, you are having the planetary nodes moving through Aries and Libra. So we have the North Node moving through Aries and the South Node moving through Libra. And that started last year, and we have a few more months of it, mainly this year. And the nodes of the moon are important because it's where the eclipses happen. And if you've been with me for a while, you know that I like to think of the eclipses as periods of course correction. And we get two main periods of them. Eclipses always work in pairs. One eclipse happening at the South Node and the other eclipse happening at the North Node. So the eclipses happening in Aries and Libra this year is a great time for you to observe and then respond based on what is occurring. It's not a good time to initiate because the energies are so unstable during eclipse season, but you are definitely being shown to look at areas of your life where there's been an imbalance over you versus the other, whether that looks like, people pleasing. And, sometimes people pleasing, you do it for a reason. It's not always a negative thing for us to judge, but sometimes it is at the expense of what we really want. And so these eclipses are helping you to rebalance that. So if you're someone who's like, no, I don't have an issue with people pleasing, there might be other relational issues that might come up for you and around how you might be, focusing a lot on others in your life and not really giving time to what do you actually want? Is there something that you need for your life to work well for you that needs to be articulated to either your family members, your friends, your romantic partner. So the eclipses is just going to bring about opportunities for you to do that. And usually I see them as um, big changes that we have no control over. So the best thing to do is to observe and respond in the moment. Now I want to talk about the power periods. And when I say power periods, they're really transits that will bring up a lot of the themes that we discussed earlier. So it's an opportunity for you to get underneath something that maybe has eluded you around maybe what's been going on with, Pluto moving through Capricorn, or it's helping you understand um, the themes around for you, particularly with Chiron through Aries or the eclipse season. So power periods, the eclipses, you can't get away from them. That we have three that I want to highlight for you. It's the March 25th lunar eclipse, the April 8th solar eclipse, and the October 2nd solar eclipse happening in Libra. Now, I have more details over on my website about the transit of the nodes moving through a Libra and Aries and the eclipse season. So do definitely check that out. But those are your power periods, March 25th through April 8th, and then again in the fall on October 2nd. And with eclipses, you want to give them a general like 6 month period to work themselves out. I also want to highlight for you cardinal signs, Mercury retrograde in Aries. So, what is that new empowering story you need to tell about your life and all the changes you've gone through so far? And with the Mercury retrograde in Aries this year, starting from April 1st to April 25th, this is the perfect time for you to go in that introspective mode, to analyze your life and start to rework the story that you want to share, the story that you want to tell from a more empowered place. And so use that Mercury retrograde period, especially in Aries, to help you do that. And finally, we talked about Pluto being in Capricorn and how 2024 will be the last time that Pluto will be in Capricorn before it fully moves into Aquarius. So Pluto will retrograde and it will move back into Capricorn again, final time. So this is it, everyone. So from September 1st through November 19th, Pluto will be in Capricorn. Review what's been happening in terms of those Plutonic themes we mentioned, and how that has impacted your ability to initiate or not initiate, because you're learning how to use your power in a wiser way. And this Pluto's last stint in Capricorn is your final opportunity to make sense of that whole process and be conscious and deliberate about how you use your power moving forward. Wonderful. With that, thank you so much for listening. And tell me, are you excited about this 2024 as a cardinal sign? What things have been working and not working for you? Definitely share with me below. And if you do feel like you need some additional support, one of my main services is called Illuminate. And within the Illuminate program, we do just that. We work on your major transits and how they're impacting you and how you're moving through that process of change. Because with illumination, with shining a light, with being more aware and conscious of that change process that's happening in with you, you're better able to move through that process. And so, if that is something that is exciting for you, do come and join me, and I'll leave some information below for you. Now, remember to like and subscribe and share this video with a friend. Until next time, have a wonderful astrological new year, start of the spring equinox, and the rest of 2024. Goodbye.